Bedfordshire Police have secured the first female genital mutilation protection order preventing 2 young girls from travelling to Africa. Well, joining us now from our newsroom in Norwich is Aneeta Prem. She's the founder of the Freedom Charity, an organisation that raises awareness on FGM, amongst other issues affecting young women. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. What's your reaction to the news of the securing of this order by Bedfordshire Police?
I think it's a very positive step forward. You know, the law has come in today to make false female genital mutilation protection orders, and for Bedfordshire to have done this outstanding piece of work protecting 2 young girls is really positive. But there's 20,000 other young girls every year in the UK that are at risk of FGM.
How difficult is it to protect those girls, and how difficult for police to secure an order?
Well, you know, up until now there's not been a successful prosecution of female genital mutilation in this country, and there has to be really serious questions as to why that is, and there has to be mandatory reporting. However unpopular that may seem, we cannot have girls that are cut and mutilated and spending a life of misery where they're really suffering from this.
When you talk about mandatory reporting, where does the responsibility lie for that?
I think it relies with every professional that has any interaction with young people that know that someone has been cut. You know, be it from the GPs to hospitals to police, it doesn't matter who that is. We can't be politically sensitive. This is child abuse after all. And you know, two potential convictions that could come out of this is a really big news story. What
are the signs that those professionals should look for?
Well, you know, if a mother or sister in that family have been cut, that would be an obvious sign that that young girl may be at risk. Or it may be that that family are going to make a decision that will never happen again. That is increasingly what is happening. But if someone's being taken abroad to a country where we know that FGM is practiced, we need to be very careful that that isn't one of the young girls that's going to be out there to be mutilated.
It's always said that cultural change is the most difficult kind of change to bring about, and education is part of that. What kind of pressures, though, might a mother be under to allow this to happen to her daughter, even if she doesn't want it? Well, the external pressure from family, from grandparents and everybody else in their community is enormous. But we're trying to change this in a generation. We're going into schools and working with young boys and girls from all backgrounds to say this is wrong, and trying to get them to stand up against it, and seeing actually then what after, if it does happen, what medical treatment is available, because this leads to a lifetime of scarring and permanent damage to these poor young girls. If taking girls out of the country for FGM to be carried out becomes so difficult, what evidence is there that people who specialise in this kind of mutilation are being brought into this country to do it? Absolutely. There are a number of cutters that are brought into the UK every year to perform this barbaric practice. And so I think parents and families have become alert that they may be picked up at the airport, or if they're travelling abroad there may be questions asked, or there may be some... I mean, we're giving training to border agency staff and police into what to look out for when girls are being taken abroad. So I think families have been very clued up to this, they're really aware of this may happen to them, so they're bringing cutters over to the UK, and they can be paid as little as £200 for every girl that they cut in the UK. And I think people would be shocked to know that actually happens over here too. Aneeta Prem from the Freedom Charity, thank you very much for talking to us this evening.